with Angela Yee. I'm here. My guy, Radel Ortiz, is here.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Hola, ¿qué tal? And let's get into some Yee tea. How do you say Yee tea in Spanish?
Yee te.
Yee te.
Te de Yee.
Okay, te de Yee. So Jaleel White, a.k.a. Urkel, is now talking about what happened with Family Matters and a reboot. Now, he was promoting his new memoir, Growing Up Urkel, and in the promotional video for his memoir, he discussed how Netflix actually wanted to do the reboot. Here he is.
Somewhere around 2013, 2014, I was approached by one of our former producers that Netflix had interest in doing a reboot of Family Matters on the heels of Fuller House having done so well. And that didn't make any sense to me. I didn't feel that it was right for us to have to copy what Full House had done.
All right, fair enough. There's some reboots. Like I said, Bel-Air was a really good reboot.
Bel-Air was good, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it is a hard thing. And he's right, though. Fuller House, I guess that was pretty successful. Didn't they do Roseanne again, too? They did like a Roseanne type of reboot also. I
would have wanted to see a Martin reboot.
Ooh.
I know it would have been terrible, but I still would have wanted to see
not
it.
to get a young Martin. But anyway, here's what he had to say about Family Matters and more about a possible reboot.
How Family Matters came to pass is actually a greater story than what was made up. Going onto a show that was never intended for me to be the star of. Growing up on a studio lot and in public school at the same time, that to me was the greater story that needed to be told for today. When I pitched that to one of my former executive producers, all he had to say to me was, nobody's interested in your memoir.
Ooh.
I don't know. It sounds like it could have worked.
It's like 30 Rock.
Yeah.
Kind of. But like for Family Matters.
Oh, Everybody Hates Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that, right?
Like a prequel.
Right, exactly. I think that could have worked.
Well, that's why you got to do a memoir when somebody tells you nobody cares. You know what? I'm going to do my memoir and I'm going to put you in it. All right. Now, Lil Durk is facing life in prison. They talked about new charges in this murder for hire case against him. So he is accused of hiring a crew to stalk and kill Quando Rondo. That attack, if you guys recall, ultimately left Quando Rondo's cousin dead, and now Lil Durk is facing the possibility of life in federal prison if he is convicted. They did update his charges on Friday. They added 2 new felony charges and a grand jury indicted Lil Durk. He is now listed as the lead defendant in a previous indictment charging the whole crew. So we'll see what happens. But prosecutors also say that the murder for hire plot was a revenge killing for the death of King Von. Remember all of that Sly for Von stuff that was happening at the time? Because obviously King Von was very close with Lil Durk. He allegedly put a bounty on Quando Rondo 2 years after Von's death. And yeah, so I don't know what's going to end up happening, but regardless, like, you know, they're pulling up all these old Lil Durk clips. I saw the one with him in Academics. I saw them just basically, and let me tell you something, in court, they look at all of that.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to play that. Some of that is going to be used as evidence during a trial. So we don't know what's going to happen. There have not been any pleas yet. All 6 men charged, including Durk, have not entered a plea, but if convicted, they face a statutory maximum sentence of life in prison.
Damn, I was just listening to All My Life by Durk also. Now you can't listen to it the same.
I know, it's so sad. But he definitely had a lot of songs that kind of predicted, you know, what could potentially happen. So, you know, prayers to everybody involved. This is like an awful situation all around. And that is your Yee tea. When we come back, under the radar, we have some of those stories that are flying under the radar, but you definitely need to know about them. This one we laughed about today, but it's really not funny, but it has to do with Wicked and the dolls that they launched in stores. And we'll tell you what the problem was. It's way up.
Way up.